How dare you?
Oh, I'm gonna barf. What is up, my dudes? Joey Hazard here, and of course, I am joined by my good friend Webweaver. Welcome back to Minus Two Reason, the only the only podcast that destroys your mental stat every time you listen.
It is true. My sanity is declining at the moment at a rapid pace.
I had a burp stuck.
Joey is dying. I am
Ugh.
currently heading for the world record reason loss death, and I will be in a padded cell soon.
I was gonna say, is this a joke or is this an actual thing for World of Horror?
Both.
speed run, death speed run.
Did you know that if you get a stat to 0, you instantly lose?
Yeah, if you have sudden death. No, not sudden death.
Yes, sudden
It
death, but I'm talking
is
about
sudden death.
something
Okay.
else. I mean, if you get
Oh,
your strength or knowledge to 0, you get 100% doom instantly.
what?
Yes.
Oh, like in game. Oh, what? I've never experienced that.
I experienced it for the first time a couple weeks back, but what was really interesting is that, as you may remember, there are ways where you don't doom out immediately, right? Like, you don't doom out in your apartment, like your house. Between mysteries, you can't lose there, you can't die there, even with sudden death on. And what's interesting is if you lower your doom so that let's say you were at 100% doom because you had 0 knowledge, which is what happened to me, and you put on the Akamanto mask to get yourself back to 90% doom, which is more than enough to win, even with something like World of Darkness,
Mm-hmm.
or Heart of Darkness, sorry, I call it World of Darkness for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that the moment you go into the lighthouse, your doom shoots back up to 100.
What the
So
fuck?
unless you getting a 0 in a stat is a death sentence unless you can you have to do two things. You have to get a point in that stat, and then you also have to reduce your doom by at least 10. I found that out because I was saving and quitting, because I'd never done it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And saving and quitting completely breaks the game. Which is hilarious because it used to work, but then it was taken out of the game because some people were having problems with it, and then for like a year you couldn't save and quit, and then we get the ability to save and quit, and it's completely broken.
Damn, that
But
sucks.
the reason how I found out about the whole 0 knowledge thing and having to get to 90% doom and then going back to 100 once you get into the game again is when you save and quit, it reapplies. So it basically, when you save and quit, your character goes to a blank state with their current stats, okay? And when you continue your game, it will then go through all of your curses and status effects and your allies and your items, and then it will add them back. So what happened to me is I was playing a character with really low knowledge, and I
Hmm.
think I had 4 knowledge, and then I got brain damage, and then that went back down to 2 knowledge. I saved and quit the game, and then when I came back, since it reapplies all your status effects but doesn't reverse their effects in the first place, my 2 knowledge went to 0, and then I went through the whole thing. So don't save and quit in World of Horror. Scariest shit I've ever done.
I mean, I don't. It's a roguelite, so why the hell would I save and quit?
Some people like to read the story, and if you read the story on all 5 mysteries, it can take about an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Some
I'll do that.
people some people don't have an hour.
I've never skipped a cutscene.
Hamami on copium.
I can't even say that was a straight face. I do feel bad for skipping some in Final Fantasy 14 because there were ones where I didn't actually mean to, but my brain was just like, "Hey, going through the motions," and then I just had a stroke, and then I accidentally skip, and I'm just like, "Fuck, I didn't want to actually do that."
It is what it is. If
Yeah.
there's a point that you don't understand something in the story, you could always just go down to New Game Plus and rewatch the cutscene. Or you could go into the never-ending journey and rewatch the cutscene that way.
Yeah.
But so you got to Summoner today?
No, no.
Because
Um,
I tuned into your stream for a little bit before I had to go do stuff IRL, and I saw that you were at Arcanist level 20, right?
yeah. Because I'm trying to find like, okay, so in the meantime, before I can buy the game, what do I want to do? I want to save the other character I have, for Josephine. You know, when she gets more popular, and people want to watch her play that.
We haven't
Uh,
talked about the Josephine thing on stream yet. Would you like to just quickly explain that?
have we not?
We haven't. It has not. But we talked about your mascot character, but we haven't talked about like the
Mm.
Josephine streaming thing. I could
Oh,
summarize it
okay.
really quickly, but it's your thing, so.
Okay. Well, I can explain. So I've mentioned it on YouTube and I've mentioned it on Twitter. Uh, I wanted to give her a little more life and be an extension of myself. And essentially, what eventually is going to happen is the Twitch channel is going to be a VTuber channel. Um, I guess technically V streamer because VTuber is like a YouTube thing, but you get the idea. Um, Eventually, I'm going to get a rig for her, and it's going to be a while. It's not cheap. Shout out to Sunny, by the way, who's an amazing artist and has been helping me a lot with that. And essentially, what's happening is to give her a little more life. She's been in control of the Twitter and the Twitch. She did. I made a quote unquote invade video. She did a video on YouTube, and people seem to like it. They thought it was interesting. And I might do it more on YouTube as well. Like I might have her, do both Twitch and YouTube. Because if people seem to like it, I figure why not? It also gives me a break. Since me and Plunger are doing Let's Plays anymore. And it's no drama or anything. It's just personal reasons, and it's totally fine. I'm cool with it. Um, it just it's another way I can entertain all of you. I would still be working on everything. I'm just the background guy now since I'd be editing, like I still am. But I feel like that's the direction like my content's gonna go for anyway. Which is gonna
Being
be
a
fun.
VTuber is based.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. And people seem to like her. So that's essentially where it's going. And if y'all are curious about her, I do actually have some merchandise for her, mostly just stickers. Link down below. I think you still have that link, right?
It's somewhere.
The
I could
Hazard
just
store.
search. I could just search
Yeah,
for it on Discord.
yeah.
Until the
Um,
Discord feature is like, sorry, we need to like archive this thread before you can search it, and it's like you gotta wait for 50 years. But
yeah, Lamau. Um, I've, have you asked Ty for -2 reason designs?
so
Because I still like at some point would like to add that to the merch store, so that way it's not just my shit.
well, yeah, but I mean, it's your merch store. Like, it doesn't really like I'm
Yeah,
totally fine with M2R stuff going on your merch store, but
no,
it's
yeah,
not.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
you
yeah.
have you come up with a design or anything?
I have some ideas, but currently, what Ty and I have been doing is making memes. Of course,
Oh,
the first
that's what
meme went very
I love that.
successful,
I saw it was pretty funny.
and currently, I'm thinking of a second one right now, and I'm gonna hit Ty up probably on Among Us Day to see if he'd be interested in narrating. It's basically it's a Super Auto Pets one, so this is cracked. But it's in Super Auto Pets there's a unit called the Badger, right?
Oh
And
no.
I am going to be explaining the meme. The Badger is what we would call a piece of shit unit that can die in hell. Uh when the Badger dies, it deals its
Hmm.
attack damage to all adjacent pets. So essentially, since it's like a single file thing, you put the Badger in the back, If all 4 of your pets die, then it's the badger's turn. The badger will hopefully, in its death, kill whatever pet killed it. So the badger can usually kill 2 pets, one with its normal attack and then one with its death ability, which usually it makes the game tie. However, there's a equipment item called honey, where once a unit dies, it spawns a level 1 1/1B, which is pretty bad. But with the honey badger will kill your last 2 units, and then it will spawn a bee, granting your opponent the victory. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to have me sowing honey badger. Haha, yes, this is awesome. And then me reaping enemy has a honey badger. No! But obviously I wanted I have a few... I'm thinking of a few different ways to write it, and Ty would narrate it, if he's interested, of course. Obviously the whole meme thing lives and dies by his continued participation, but he liked the first one, so...
Yeah, they seem to really like making just making stuff for our content. They seem to like being helpful.
Well, I mean, Ty's also a creator, so...
Yeah, they are, and they're really good.
I mean, hey, that
they got
shark
really good
rap
music.
Banged. I bought that on iTunes.
Oh, you actually bought it? Nice.
I actually bought it, and I did buy it on iTunes.
Imagine buying music. Pff, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
This is where Ty is allowed to say, imagine buying a water bottle from Hazard Store 1.
Yeah.
But, no, like, I have a few other ideas. And I also have one that has no narration to it that I'm probably going to make. But I've been thinking about trying out the YouTube Shorts feature. I don't know if you've heard of that before.
Yeah, it's pretty much TikTok.
Yeah, well, I've never used TikTok, so I don't know. But
yeah,
I'll take your word for
it's YouTube's. It's pretty much YouTube's answer for TikTok, because they want to be a part of everything, and they want more people using their stuff. Which, if I'm gonna be honest, not TikTok, YouTube, you're not gonna lose people to TikTok. Trust me. Like, you didn't need to come up with shorts, but I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine. But you're definitely not going to lose people to TikTok. Trust me. Well, unless TikTok allows people to do like 10-minute plus videos, which they're never going to do. At most, there are 3-minute videos, but that's the limit. They're keeping it because they still want short video content.
I'm just saying, if TikTok does 10-minute videos, World of Horror speedruns coming to TikTok Webweaver.
Let's go.
But that actually, when you said 3 minutes is the longest, that actually makes a lot of sense, because I got the YouTube survey like a month back, like a couple months back, and the YouTube survey said it asked you what kind of videos you make as a content creator. And then it was like short videos, 30 seconds, medium-sized videos, 1 minute to 2 minutes, long videos, 3 minutes. And I was like, wait, what the hell? I had to do other. I had to do other because I do like 40-minute videos a day, right? So when I was answering that survey, it was so weird. Also, the whole, if you were in an intimate relationship with YouTube, what would you like it to be? That was a weird question.
That's disturbing.
There was literally an option called Secret Lovers, and that's the one that I chose. And there was also one where it's like, my intimate relationship with YouTube is I want them to be my father/mother. And I was like, what? That was a real survey that Google actually sent out to content creators.
That's sus.
That is not sus, that is suspicious. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, because like they were saying like 3-minute videos are long, and I'm like, what the heck? So I kind of understand that a lot better now. But I actually didn't know this. I thought shorts was something that you had to unlock, because there's a lot of YouTube features that are hidden behind.
Unlocked.
Well, no, it's true. There is a lot of stuff on YouTube you have to unlock. Like, I believe that if you started like a brand new YouTube channel, you wouldn't be able to make like videos over 15 minutes unless you have like a verified phone number, right?
I have no idea.
So like there's a lot of stuff where you have to unlock creator features in YouTube, like the community tab. That's something that I don't have because you have to be you have to have like over 1,000 subscribers for that one. So
Mm.
I thought that the shorts was something that you had to like unlock, but it's actually you just have to make the video in the correct aspect ratio, and you have to put in the description hashtag shorts, and then that will make it into a YouTube short, regardless of what kind of channel you have. So both of us, if we made like vertical videos, or they call it square aspect ratio, I'm not entirely sure what that is because I'm used to like the 16.9, which is the industry standard, which is like more of a rectangle, I guess. But like, yeah, it's a shape.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the square would be, but like I can do a short, you could do a short. You just have it just has to be less than 60 seconds, and you have to put in the description hashtag shorts. And so I think that's very interesting, and I might try doing that with some of the meme stuff because apparently those get a lot more traction because they're more accessible on mobile.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I do the shit posts, because most shit posts will come up on like people's feeds now because you watch one and they're just fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really popular.
You should try your next ship post
Oh,
status should be a short.
I just cracked
Because
my neck. That hurt.
oof.
Oh, I'm fine.
But for real, you should the next shitpost status you should do. We should do an experiment. The next meme that I'm gonna do, and the next shitpost status you do, we should make them YouTube shorts because we both can do that. And
Mm-hmm.
apparently, what people are saying, and I believe this because I go on like my phone when I want to look at like my subscription inbox on YouTube to see who's posted new stuff. When you're scrolling through, the videos get interrupted by like a block of YouTube shorts that you can flip through. And I've seen a few of them that are really funny, like the 40K Dreadnought one, where it's like, Dreadnought? I dread all kinds of things. I have crippling anxiety. But, yeah, no, like, there are a lot of fun, quote, fun shorts out there. And I think that that could be a new avenue to explore. How to play Aiko Takahashi in 30 seconds. What?
Throw it in the trash.
Hey, Aiko's one of the best characters in the game.
I know. I just found an Iron Man Freddy picture, so that's a retweet.
I still love Greg.
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 Speaking of two things. One, I have a TikTok that's like super freaking popular right now because it has Dungeons and Dragons in it. And I am a huge D&D nerd. I've made a lot of good friends because of it. That's why it's so close to my heart. I will be in my fucking 80s playing D&D if I could. But I bring this up because there was a funny meme I responded with. And if you want to add it, I'll send it to you later. If you just want to add it like as a snippet. But it's just,
Did you really
me and
just
the boys.
Jamie pull that up? Did you really just do that?
Yeah, Johnny, add this in.
I can't believe this.
Matt and Ryan, edit this in.
Who are Matt and Ryan?
Matt and Ryan are from Super Mega. They did editing for Game Grumps for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, Lixian.
I thought you knew. Lixian. Yeah, that's a good one. Lixian, do this.
Lixian, find the TikTok. No, don't
TikTok.
throw the TikTok in the garbage can.
I hope you edit all of this. No, I'm just kidding. If you do want to show it up real quick, that's fine. It's up to you. Whatever. But all it is just something silly and simple, something short, and I responded to it. And what it was is, me and the boys playing D&D, but later they're gonna be putting that D in me, and it just cuts off right there.
That's that is one horny bonk.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. And then my only response was, well, roll for initiative.
I get it.
And it got super popular, and I've just been like responding to the comments with videos, and it's like, you know what? Finally, I matter. No, I'm just kidding.
Now hold on.
No, I know I matter. It's just more I hate myself.
I was gonna say, I don't think this generation's version of TikTok is or Vine is what you should be reaffirming yourself with. That's probably like how kids get depressed. Do kids use TikTok? I imagine they do.
Well, yeah, Zoomers, man.
Ah.
Okay, Zoomers. I don't fucking know.
Like, I mean, I liked Vine. Like, I thought Vine was a novel idea. And a lot of Vine stars went to YouTube and basically became, like, YouTube famous. I thought that was neat. I wonder if we're going to see something similar like that with TikTok. Or
Yeah,
we might have already seen something like that, and I just live under a rock.
yeah. You live under a fucking rock.
I mean, you had to explain to
I
me who that
mean,
one person was who got banned
I
on
mean
Twitch.
JoJo. I mean JoJo Siwa got super famous because of TikTok. I'm
Okay,
guessing
like,
you don't know who that
you
is.
don't need me to say who.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Are
I'm
they,
gonna
like,
be
a
honest.
musician? Are they
I don't know.
comedian?
Influencer. I don't know. I don't know the best. I also hate that term, influencer.
I
But
hate influencer. I despise
it's such a
influencer.
it's a shitty fucking term. But that's what they'll call YouTubers. Like your official job title. Like if you get paid by, I think on Twitch you're just a streamer, obviously. But on YouTube, I think if you actually sign like a W-2 with them because you get paid, I think your job description is influencer.
Oh,
Yeah, I
bro,
know it's
just
ass
call me
cheeks.
content creator. Like, that was
Yeah,
cringe.
that's what it should be.
Content creator was cringe when they first pushed that, and now I'm like, give me
Really?
content creator back.
I don't think it's that cringe.
Well, okay, cringe is maybe the wrong word, but it's so broad, right? Like, it's so absurdly broad. Like, anybody who does anything is basically a content creator. Like, people who post on Twitter could be considered content creators because tweets are good content if they're
Yeah, I guess
funny.
that makes sense.
But you know, like, when content creator was like the new hotness, the new word, it was like, yeah, everybody's a content creator. We're not YouTubers, we're content creators. That was cringe. But now it's like, oh, we're influencers, we're not content creators. It's like, please just give me content creators back, come on. You don't know what you have until it's gone. It can always get more cringe. Oh
Yeah,
no.
just remember everyone, today's lessons, it could always be cringier.
And
Chris Chan.
an addendum, what? The
Christian,
Sonichu
for
guy?
example, Chris Chan, yeah. That's like ultimate cringe. That's just disgusting.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Minus the literal crimes.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I find the Sonny Chu thing very endearing, and also minus the racism. The
Yeah.
people forget about that.
Yeah, yeah.
The Sonny Chu stuff is incredibly racist, but it's very genuine, and it's very, like, it's something that was made by a real person, and you feel the how genuine the creation is. But, like, if something is real and, like, cringe, then I give it a lot more slack than if something is corporate and fake and cringe, right? Because
Yeah.
influencer is a marketing term made up by, like, a 60-year-old dude in a room with, like, 60-year-old dudes trying to figure out how much they can make money off of a term. Influencer is not a natural thing. Like, that's not something, like, you don't call yourself an influencer. That's not a normal human interaction, at least in my world. But like, because there's just so much tied to the word influencer. It's like, so, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you influence people as your job. It's like, ugh. Like, okay, what do I influence people? I got somebody to try out Super Auto Pets and they played it for 4 hours. Like, oh god, I'm
And
an
that's not even
influencer.
me because I don't even know what that game is.
Super Auto Pets is cracked. Unironically, incredible game. And it's free, so you should play it.
Yeah.
And before you say, oh, it's not a horror game, so I'm not gonna play it, nothing is scarier than seeing that camel kangaroo. Because that kangaroo's a 2-3, absolutely pathetic. The camel gets hurt once, camel attacks the head once, kangaroo's a 23-23. Just killed your whole squad. Scariest shit of my life.
Scariest shit I've ever seen. He turned himself into, what's it called again? Camel what?
Camel kangaroo.
Yeah, he turned himself to a camel kangaroo. Scariest shit I've ever seen.
But yeah, no, like Super Auto Pets is cracked. Very good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
And it's free.
So that was, yeah, I'll try it, I guess. But so that was just one thing I was going to talk about.
Well, we've got more
because
time.
there's a huge fucking tangent out of it. Now I'm trying to remember if I can remember the other one.
Now we get to talk about milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of
No,
milk. It's a horror game.
it's a 15-minute visual novel.
The sequel just came out. It's overwhelmingly positive. It's one of the first games that I'm gonna buy. Because I've been kind of off Steam for a little bit. I've been like a no Steam gamer. But like I've been looking at some of the games that are coming out recently. I've been like, ooh, yeah. Like, you know that absolutely unhinged car game just came out?
No
I'm
idea.
really excited about this. So you haven't heard of Buck Up and Drive?
No.
Oh, come on. It's so cool. So imagine like an old school racing game, but you can like do fighting game combos and like juggle other cars.
What?
It's so good. I love it.
It's on Steam?
Yeah. It's $6. It's $6. I love it. I'm gonna buy it at some point.
Why do I still have Hamachi on my goddamn computer?
You can jump up and you can rail grind as a car.
What? All right, I'm pulling up Steam. Hold up.
Buck Up and Drive. It's so like I've been seeing it on and off on Twitter. Like the development was pretty like the developer was on Twitter and they were posting like GIFs and screenshots from their game and it just looks so fun. It's like a beat 'em up racing game. And it's got so much style. I might no audio, please. Okay, thank God. Steam disables audio by default. And I love the description. There is time to explain, I just don't want to. Like, just have you seen the trailer yet?
I'm pulling it up right now.
It's so good.
Okay, I already like the animation. What the fuck?
I love it. It's
like
good.
a mix of like Tony Hawk arcade and it's just a racing game out of it.
Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, it's just really cool.
What? This looks fucking rad.
Yeah, it just came out a couple of days ago. By the time you're watching this,
add to wish list.
By the time you're watching this, it came out probably like a week ago. Let's see.
It
came out a week ago. It literally came out a week ago when you're watching this. So, like, it looks so cool. And, like, I haven't seen a game like that pretty much ever. Like, it's a car beat-em-up fighting game. It's so cool.
You could do quarter circle inputs while drifting to attack cops. Edit. Discovered that the LGBT flag toggle does not remove the flags and instead toggles whether or not every single billboard is an LGBT flag. What a power move.
Oh, that's great. So if you try to turn it off, every billboard gets turned into a flag.
That's amazing.
That's
what a masterpiece. Runs on potatoes and it's available on Linux too. That's pretty cool, actually.
It only oh yeah, wait. I think it's also
Can't wait for Buck Up versus Capcom. All right, I love it. Yeah. Copy page URL. I'm posting this places. This is amazing.
Never in my 7+ years of playing fighting games did I think I would be playing hardcore footsies in neutral with a Honda Civic. Beautiful. Absolutely incredible. This is the only racing game I have bought since Mario Kart 8. But yeah, I've been following this game for a while. It just came out. I'm really excited to buy it soon. And it seems
Yeah, I'm
and I'm
definitely
glad it's good.
we definitely need to play this. Is it 2-player?
It's split screen, so it's not multiplayer.
Oh, lame. I
There
mean,
might
it's cool that it's
be
split screen, but like, that's kind of lame. Yeah, single player shared split screen PvP.
there might
But
be
there's
remote
remote.
play.
There is. It says remote play. So okay. So here's my opinion on remote play. Remote play is really cool if only one person has the game,
Yeah.
which it's cool because then it gets to like have people play a game together, and if the other person wants to get it, hey, rad. Here's the problem with it though. When it comes to like a game like this that isn't relatively expensive, because even when it's not on sale, it's what, $8.
Yeah.
Um, just have a multiplayer. And I understand this is probably is this an indie group? I'm
This
assuming it's
is,
an
I
indie group.
believe, one man. Like, this is a one person.
Just one
So
person. Okay,
not
so
having
yeah, so
multiplayer is completely
so
fine.
that makes sense. There's a reason it wouldn't have multiplayer. But like, there's companies that like should have it, but it's like, hey, it's single player, and it's got a shared thing, but you can do remote play. It's like, what's the fucking point?
I just want to interrupt you in 1 second. In the game, there is only one song, and it's not very good. And there's a pop up in the game saying, "You're gonna put on some Eurobeat, aren't you?" Incredible.
I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're not gonna put on some fucking music from Initial D, what are you doing with your life?
I mean, absolutely beautiful.
Like, you bet your sweet ass I'm gonna fucking crank Space Boy while playing to this game.
I have recommended 2.4 hours on record. I have never met the man who created this, but I feel like he understands my brain and exactly what it wants better than my psychiatrist.
Mm,
I love it. I absolutely love it. Go
okay,
really
hold on.
fast.
I'm gonna read this. 8.8 hours on record, 2.3 hours at review time. So they barely played it, and then they fucking recommend it. Okay, this game is the only racing game I've bought since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and for 7 USD, it is 100% worth it. It's fun. It's crazy. It's got customization. It has billboards with pride flags, snarky self-aware jokes, a Guilty Gear reference, awesome, and best of all, a big sign that says "Fuck you, Baltimore." Do you know that meme? Do
Yeah,
you?
I do.
I'm glad
I
you know
do.
that meme. Fuck you, Baltimore. The drifting takes time and it's satisfying to learn because you get to go crazy fast. You can rail grind in a fucking car. You can do fighting game special moves in a car to hit others. And the best part, a playable AE86, which is the car from Initial D.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I saw it in the screenshot. So yeah, the flaws are really none. It's flashy, but that's about it. And all this for 7 USD. Why are you reading what I have to say? Buy it. Yeah,
Absolutely
I'm
beautiful.
definitely getting this game. I'm probably am gonna wait till next week, but I'm definitely gonna get this game.
Yeah, yeah, same, same.
I say that, but I'm probably gonna get it tonight.
Well, I am gonna wait for next week, but I am
I
going to
might
get
wait
it
till
when
next
I am
week, but
able.
definitely gonna get it. Yeah, 100%.
And so that's
Um,
one game in my wish list that I'm interested in.
holy shit, this game looks amazing.
It is pretty pog.
Oh, excuse me, Jesus.
You're popping off. Yeah, you can't handle the Initial D fighting game car game.
It's just nutty.
And then there's some other games that I discovered more recently. I posted they came out last year, but
Hmm.
honestly, like one of these looks like actually, sorry, 2 years ago. I can't believe it's 2022. What the hell? Um, but there's a $3 game called Post Void, and it's basically like a psychedelic shooter where you try to go as fast as possible. It looks it also looks nutty, as you would say.
Nice.
But yeah, there's one that I posted about in the Among Us Discord, where it's basically voxel Town of Salem, but more, probably a little bit more entertaining, because you've got like one of the roles you can pull out a gun and shoot somebody. But it's like a turn-based thing. Like, it's not like Among Us at all, except that they're both social deduction games. It's more like Town of Salem, where like you vote somebody out every day and at night you get to use your ability.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks decent enough, and it's $2 until the 17th. So I was thinking perhaps we could look into it more on Friday, because like I think that Friday Among Us is dead. So if we want to keep the group going, we need to try other things.
Yeah, it kind of makes me sad.
You never know what you got until it's gone.
Yeah. Um. Let's see if we can somehow daisy chain Buckheim Drive with like 20 people. Make our own server for it.
Buckham and Drive tournaments.
Oh my god. It'd be better than fucking Garfield Kart.
We're going to, like, here's the thing. Plunger Head is popping off with those tournaments. Like,
yes, and I'm glad they're successful.
Like, I mean,
I just hate Garfield Kart.
Like, listen, I understand you hate Garfield Kart, but I was thinking about it recently, and then when Plunger pulled the tournament, and then I watched the tournament after I got eliminated, it kind of reinforced this internally, is that you need, if you're playing a game for YouTube, right?
Yeah.
In order to be successful, you have to make that game content, right? Like, just playing the game, you're gonna get like, you might get like a small following like I have, where people are interested in the banter and all that. But if you want to like really pop off, you got to do stuff like what Plungerhead is doing, where it's like, it's not just Garfield Kart, because Garfield Kart for hundreds of hours is going to get a little bit boring. And I mean, World of Horror for hundreds of hours is probably going to get a little bit boring too for the average viewer. And that's what it's all about, right? Like, keeping the average viewer for as long as possible and frequently as possible for the purposes of analytics, which it's not how I like to base my channel around, because I do this for fun, but I do kind of geek out about analytical stuff because it's pretty fun. But if you are going into a Garfield Kart stream and it's personality you like playing Garfield Kart, okay, that's decent content. Like, at that point, it's entirely carried by the personality. But if you're going into a Garfield Kart stream and it's your favorite personality is going up in a Garfield Kart tournament against a bunch of other people, and this is like the top level of Garfield Kart, and it's got like 2 people casting it, and it's got some like scuffed production value is what I'll say, because it is watching like 2 Discord screens at the same time. But like, even that though, like, you're being held back technically, but still, like, having that content, like, that's good content. Like, I'm not somebody who's interested in watching Garfield Kart on Twitch, but when it's the best players in the world going in a Garfield Kart tournament, with the commentary being done by 2 people who, one of them is like a professional Garfield Kart player, our boy Plungerhead.
Yeah.
You're basically looking at it as like, that's good content, right? Like, I'm not doing anything that good, right? Like, and it makes me want to be like, how can I turn World of Horror into more entertaining? Like, how can I turn World of Horror from me playing the game into actual content? And that's something I've been thinking about a lot. But I don't know if World of Horror is a very good game for that.
Yeah. I mean, if it became World of Horror Battle Royale, there's a different story.
I would be number one. I would be the best fucking player in a World of Horror Battle Royale. I don't even know how it would work, but I would somehow win at that.
Fucking Miku joins Fortnite.
You know, I would buy a Hatsune Miku Fortnite. Oh, a Miku Fortnite.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Hatsune, but yes.
I'm
I would
sure
buy
they'll
both.
do that.
But
I mean, for all we know, Five Nights at Freddy's will be there at some point.
it should. It absolutely should.
No. Stop giving good things to Fortnite. Fortnite's garbage.
I mean, it's not my kind of game, but it would be cool. But you know what you want to know the thing that I hate about World of Horror? All right, you ready for the clickbait? Webweaver hates something about World of Horror, with red arrows pointing to my profile icon. I hate that seeds do nothing. Like,
do they not really do anything?
They do not do anything. In fact, I think in this most recent patch, they might have been taken out, because I saw some people talking about that. But, like, you have no idea how badly I want to run World of Horror races. Like, if we could all get in, we could all enter the same seed, we'd have the same mysteries and the same events in those mysteries, I would be running World of Horror races all the time. Right? Like, that would be so... Like, I really want to do that. Like, just get, like... You know, get... Kiwi, Hamami, you, me, there's a few other Twitch streamers that I occasionally talk to, who do World of Horror stuff, who might be up to it. Like, there is so much potential for that right there. I would love it. But you can't do World of Horror races, because you would either have to painstakingly re-roll mysteries until you both get the same mystery. Yeah, and that would suck. And then it's also the fact that the game's RNG is, like, incredibly wonky and unpredictable. So you could get into a game where somebody gets, like, 4 bricks on their first vending machine, like, on their first 4 vending machine runs. And then you could get into a game where somebody has, like, they get, like, you know, no bricks for, like, 6 vending machines, right? Like, I really want, like, the seeds to work, and for them to be like, this is your run. If you copy that seed, people can play your run, right? Like, that would be... I would lose my mind if that worked properly. I would be so happy. Because there's not, like... I think of myself as somebody who's pretty creative. And I have been racking my goddamn brain trying to figure out what I could do for World of Horror content to, like, make it something special. And I have a few ideas. One, the British game show The Chase, but it's World of Horror, where we take, like, one person who knows a lot about World of Horror, and then 4 people who don't know that much about World of Horror, and we see who can get the most trivia questions right. And, you know, we put, like, a WoW-inspired theme on it, where it's like, yeah, it's if you get caught by the chaser, you know, you lose reason or stamina or whatever, and then you're out. But you know, that's one thing. But the problem with that, though, and here's the thing: you might think, what if people look it up on the wiki? The wiki's not accurate. Like, the reason the wiki isn't accurate is because the game is broken, right? Like, if an event says -1 stamina, -1 reason, it might do nothing, right? Like, the Herald is broken. The Herald doesn't, like, the Herald's 2 events do not work properly. Like, it says you're seeing cheerleaders going for the court, and it's like -1 stamina, -1 reason, nothing happens. Or for the prepare yourself option, it's like -1 doom +1 curse. It's +1 doom. It's just people couldn't look stuff up. Like, people, and it's actually, that would be a benefit, is people couldn't look something up, because it would obviously be in a digital environment where somebody could easily be Googling the answer. But, like, so you would have to go with a gentleman's agreement for most things that are, like, easier, but for some of the more niche questions in the game, if you were just reading the log, it wouldn't work properly. And that's the thing that I'm kind of hesitant about, because it's like somebody is like paying attention to the log, is reading it, they're trying to figure out what's happening, and the log is just giving them misinformation. It's a whole
Hmm.
thing. But like I have a few other ideas, but they're just not like one thing I was kind of interested in doing, that this isn't necessarily World of Horror related, but I was interested in potentially doing like how we were doing those Mafia game, right? I was potentially
Uh-huh, yeah, yeah.
interested in doing sort of like a video report every day. Or like at the end of a week, I would give the recap for what happened in the game, something like that. But Mafia died immediately after the first game because like people were not like people said they were having fun, but then nobody shows up for the second game, so it
Yeah.
is what it is. And I mean, I don't blame them. That game got absolutely goddamn crazy.
Yeah, I was the best Don in the world.
I did enjoy how you would say like, "Oh, old God Webb wants me to kill again tonight." Bet.
Oh man, I can't believe no one knew I was the Godfather.
That was really funny because like people thought you were something. Like people thought you were Town for the whole game, and then
Yeah.
you got killed by Darth's jester, and then people started
Yeah.
freaking out when you got revealed as Godfather. They were like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I'm not to brag, but I'm a pretty good fucking liar. That sounds bad, but
It is. But yeah, I would be interested in running something like that again, but obviously people need to be into it, and not that into it, because people were going wild.
yeah. Um
The crowd was going wild.
there's other games we could like do that are they're very similar. Even on even on Twitch. Like there's what game do I have? I think it's called Dread Hunger.
That sounds weirdly familiar. Should I know that?
Yeah. It's another like kind of like Among Us situation. You are a crew on a ship trying to cross the Arctic, and
Oh,
there's like two like killers that are trying to stop the progress of the boat getting to the end. You have to find stuff. There's it's survival horror, so like you have to get food, supplies for heat. You have to find coal for the ship. It's another social deduction game.
I am looking at it, and I do remember seeing this a while ago.
Yeah,
I'm
I played
interested.
it a while ago. I did play it a while ago. Sequar got it for me. There was also another one. Oh, what the fuck was it called?
Well, I'm gonna stop you there for a moment. The
Oh,
problem that I have with Dread Hunger is the fact that it's $25, which is a
yeah.
very big barrier to entry to a game that we might never play or only play
Yeah.
once.
There is another one, and it's 15, so it's still kind of probably pricey. But First Class Trouble.
Is that the boat one? Like the steamboat one?
It's the space one, but it still has like the like 1950s luxury style,
Ah, yeah,
but
no,
it's in
I'm looking at that
space.
as well.
Yeah, that's
I
another
don't know what
one.
I'm thinking of. There's like a boat game.
There's a free game. I think it's I don't know the boat. Well, the boat game is Dread Hunger because it has a boat, but there might be another one.
Well,
There's a
I'm
free
thinking of
game
another
called
one.
Unfortunate Spaceman.
Yeah, I was looking at that
Um,
one.
that's another social deduction one. That one is free, I believe.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah,
accidentally muted myself on Discord.
no, you're fine.
Not on the video, but on Discord, I muted myself very briefly. But there is another boat game. It was like made in Source, so like
I have no idea. Well, I mean, if we're talking
it
about source,
predated Among Us.
we could always do trouble in Terrorist Town.
Yeah, I think Gary's mod is probably like a easier barrier to entry because I imagine most people have the Gary's mod, or at least the
Yeah.
requirements for Gary's mod. But I don't know. I like the game that I found and linked in the Among Us Discord because it's literally just $2. So the barrier to entry to that is basically nothing because I imagine that like if somebody didn't have it, I'd be willing to pick it up for them, and I imagine like a couple other people in the group would also be willing to pick it up for them as well if we were into it. So I feel like the barrier to entry for $2 is a lot less than something that's like barrier to entry for like $25.
Yeah.
Like whenever I spend money, I have a very weird way of looking at money. Is how much groceries can I buy for this?
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking about like $25. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of food.
Oh, wait, how much?
$25. The
I mean, I don't know where you're going.
if you buy like cheaper food, you can get like
No, that's fair. Like I've definitely seen like there's a YouTuber I watch. The channel's called Life of Boris. It actually has a couple videos that tell you, hey, how to spend like how to feed yourself on like this much a week, and it's like really cheap. And it's like the idea is just like you rotate the food around, so you're not eating the same thing every day, and because you really don't need to eat that much, you just need to make sure you don't go hungry.
yeah.
Um, and it does work out, and I'm not saying I don't do that, but at the same time, I I just see some of the shops out here like, man, $100 could get you this, and it's like, yeah, well, a few years ago you could have gotten more. Yay,
Yeah, no,
inflation.
there's definitely been inflation, and especially on like
Inflating's
meat.
nuts.
Like for instance, like bacon is up like 67%, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't really eat bacon.
No, I don't eat bacon either, but I saw it on the news earlier.
Yeah, I don't give two shits about bacon that much. I know everyone's like, "Oh, put bacon on everything." It's like, why?
No.
Like bacon's okay, but like I'm not like murdering people for it. I mean, I'd murder the fuck out of someone for some bomb ass chicken, but fuck, dude.
Got a bucket of chicken.
Hell yeah.
That is one of my favorite emotes in any video game ever. Just pulls out a bucket of chicken, takes a bite, refuses to elaborate, puts bucket of chicken away. But well, I guess there is some elaboration. He just says he has a bucket of chicken. But yeah, no. And I mean, also maybe it's easier for me because there's literally like you said, as long as you make sure you don't go hungry, which is totally true. But there are weirdos like me who sometimes we just forget to eat. So it's not like you end up eating less food that way, I suppose.
Yeah, which is also not good for you.
True. I just forget to eat sometimes. Like it's just not on my mind.
Same.
So I'll go like maybe 11, 12 hours and then I'll be like, "Oh, wait, I'm hungry? Yeah, I kind of want to go to bed." But I was actually mad the other day. And by the other day, I mean like 6 hours ago. 4 hours ago? What time is it? 5 hours ago? I was looking in like the food cupboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ye old pantry. And I found some granola and I was like, "Yo, hell yeah, I didn't know I had granola." And so I grabbed it and I looked at the expiration date and it was like expired like 6 months ago. I'm like, "What the fuck? Why didn't I eat this when I had it?" I got mad. I don't like wasting food.
Does granola really go bad?
I mean, it had other stuff in it. Like, if it was just granola, maybe, but it was like, it had like a bunch of added stuff to it. Like, it was a granola grain mix. And, like,
I
sure.
wonder if it would have been stale. Like I probably would have still eaten it, honestly.
No, 6 to 7 months is too far. Like, here's the thing. Maybe the granola would
Listen,
have been stale,
it's
but
for science.
maybe the granola would have been stale. But, like, the dried fruit there, I don't know.
I mean, it's dried fruit. It's like it's fine.
No, I don't like. I can't eat something like 6, 7 months old.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just gross and fat.
But like, no, I was mad because it's like a bag of perfectly good granola that I just never ate, and like, I don't know, maybe you could eat it, but it didn't have any preservatives in it, you know. So it's like I don't want to risk it. Like I
Yeah.
don't like
Unlike them Big Macs
I'm actually
filled
okay
to
with
the
eating.
brim. Sorry.
I'm actually okay with eating things that are past their expiration date because a lot of the times the expiration dates are lying. I remember I watched like I think it was John Oliver about it, like a last week tonight, where he basically explained that like food is usually good for like 2 weeks after it's gone, like after it's expired, as long as you're storing it properly. Like obviously if it's moldy, don't do that, but like there's a lot of food waste basically because people throw
Yeah.
stuff out when it gets expired. And I used to do that, and to some extent I still do if it's like some things that go moldy really easily. But
Oh yeah.
if it's something that I'm like storing in the fridge or the freezer, then it's like, yeah, if that's like a week out, I'm not gonna really sweat it too much. Like maybe if it's like 3 weeks out, it's a little like everybody draws the line somewhere. I'm a little finicky, but like if it's like if it's frozen, then I consider it basically like good forever almost. Like not if it's like fish, no, hell no. But you know if it's like frozen fries or whatever, you know,
Yeah,
that could.
like if it's like frozen food like that, maybe some meat, the horse you killed last week, like it's all fine. Like,
No, I think the horse that you killed last week has to be eaten a little bit earlier than that.
oh, that would explain a few things. Anyhow,
Anyways,
fair.
I need to buy granola and eat it because I was like I really want to get granola, but is granola that much of a dead air thing? Like where we just both go
I
completely
don't know.
silent?
Like I just it's just you're just quiet for a whole 2 seconds. And it's like, oh no,
Like
we're
that's like the
losing people.
content death nail.
Is it?
Like dead air. That's like, well, this is no, it's not the death nail at all. But it's like if you're not talking every single second of every single minute of every single freaking hour, what are you doing?
So about NFTs. I'm just
What?
kidding. Just kidding. Kidding.
I I know you made a shitpost status making fun of them. Did you get
Yeah.
anybody? Did you get any?
No, I didn't get any. I didn't get any dude bros mad at me.
The bait did not work. You did not
No,
see any bored ape
I really.
lads.
Yeah, I really wanted to like troll some dude bros. Nobody gives a flying shit.
You know, the crazy thing to me is like we had a conversation for like an hour where we talked about like what NFTs were, and the thing is they still don't make sense,
It's
right?
it's it's the dumbest thing, and what's worse is a lot of game developers are getting into it, and it's just like, stop, no, stop. You're now gonna lose people because you decided to get your you decided to dip your nuts into crypto shit. You don't need to fucking do that. You're
Praying
a
Yoshi
game
P can hold
developer.
out. Praying Yoshi
Well,
P can hold out
Yoshi,
against Square Enix.
Yoshi P seems to actually be a smart individual, but the CEO of Square Enix wants to get into it. The game developers for Stalker wanted to get into it, but then they pulled out and said, "You know what? No, that's a stupid idea. Never mind."
I can't believe
Um,
Nier Automata was a warning. I can't finish that sentence.
right?
You
You're
know what
not
I'm
wrong.
referencing, right? How there's like a boss where you get to fight the Square
I
Enix
never,
CEO.
I never played it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You can fight you can fight the CEO of Square Enix,
Yeah, I would
and
have
he's
thought
one
we'd
of
have
the
to do it
hardest
again.
bosses in the game.
Yeah, it is absurd.
And I think during that the Become as God song plays, but I could be wrong. I have the unused and unreleased soundtrack somewhere. that I got on a disc for like a special thing. I have almost all pieces of Nier Automata music on disc, but I'm missing the Blu-ray orchestra.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of music, the Endwalker OST got a release date for February 23rd, and I definitely pre-ordered it.
Spoilers.
The music is so good. The music is so
I
goddamn good.
I don't know how that's a spoiler. I'm just being an asshat.
You do get a wind-up minion who's technically a spoiler, but they're in the cinematic trailer, so...
Yeah, and hopefully within the week I'll be able to buy the game.
I cannot wait for you to do Stormblood. I want to get your
I
reaction.
really want to be a goddamn red mage, god damn it.
You're finally gonna understand, like, why when I was playing Stormblood, because I'm pretty sure you were in the call, you might have heard me saying we must purge the Xenos. You're finally gonna understand that.
For the Emperor!
But like, I here's the thing. People are gonna say like, oh no, Joey's going into Stormblood. Oh, Stormblood's the worst expansion. Don't listen to those people. They're crazy. They're cracked. Stormblood is narratively a little weird, but because they're fitting in like two different storylines that don't really go together at the same time. But like, it's still a good narrative, and most importantly to me, even though I absolutely adore the story, the gameplay is so much better in Stormblood. Like the trials and the dungeons, oh man.
Mm-mm.
Like the trials, like you've seen Susano. Like you spoiled yourself for Susano.
Yeah, the rules of nature moment, like holy fuck.
Like that's just cool. That's just really fucking cool. And there are so many cool mechanics in Stormblood. Like this is kind of a spoiler, but there is literally a Fortnite where are we dropping mechanic.
Fuck off.
I'm not, no joke, no joking. They get crazy with the mechanics in the trials. Like I remember almost every single Stormblood trial. Like they are very good, and I love the trials at the because they have like a series of trials after you reach level cap. Oh baby. Like we actually haven't done the Warring Triad for Heavensward yet. But it's kind of similar to that, where there's like 3 fights. There's like 3 trials, and then there's like a big cutscene at the end. Stormblood, I think, do Shadowbringers do that too? I don't know if Shadowbringers does that too. I can't actually... I remember the MSQ trials for Shadowbringers, but I don't remember... I haven't done the Nier raids yet for Shadowbringers, so... I do want to get the 2B and 9S outfits, though.
Yeah, I bet you do.
But, I also haven't done a lot of things in Shadowbringers, actually. Like, it's kind of weird. Shadowbringers is probably my least played expansion, which is crazy because the story is just so...
Isn't it your, I mean, besides Endwalker, isn't that one your favorite?
I mean, okay. Yeah, definitely. Like, because, like, Heavensward, story, in my opinion, really good, but the gameplay
you overthrow the church. Of course it's good.
The gameplay of Heavensward is still as scuffed.
Oh, spoilers, sorry.
The game... Nobody can play the game anyways, it's fine.
Oh, you...
did you see streamers are actually playing the other Final Fantasy MMO because they can't play Final Fantasy 14? That's really funny. But
it's pretty funny.
What was I gonna say? The gameplay of Heavensward is as scuffed as A Realm Reborn. There's no consistency in markers yet. So like in Stormblood onwards, markers are consistent. So if there's like a red marker over the tank, that's a tank buster. If there are red arrows pointing to the tank, that's the group tank buster for the 2 tanks to take care of. It's consistent. All the markers are always the same. they are not confusing once you learn them. Like, you will be able to sight read a marker in future mechanics and be like, this is what's going on, I know what to do. In A Realm Reborn and Heavensward, you've got weird inconsistent AoE circles, you've got weird AoE circles that aren't even circle shaped, you've got markers that make absolutely no sense. Like, I think there's a tank buster in Heavensward that's blue, and it's like, what the heck are you doing? Right? Like, the gameplay in Heavensward is scuffed as hell, just like the gameplay in A Realm Reborn. I think the gameplay is actually fine for both, if not a little boring sometimes. But the
Yeah.
gameplay in Stormblood is absolutely fantastic. And narratively, I mean, how much do you know about Stormblood? So I don't accidentally spoil something.
None. All I know is that Susanoo breaks into your house.
Okay.
ASMR.
So Stormblood has two completely different stories going on for it.
Oh.
And that's why people don't really like it narratively, because you jump between both stories. Not very frequently.
Okay.
Like, story one,
I could kind of understand. It's like that might get a little confusing.
and it also doesn't really make sense, which you'll pick up
Yeah.
on it immediately once you get into it. But like, story one is levels like 61 to 62. Story 2 is like 63 to 68, and then you go back to story 1 for 68 to 70. It's really weird. A lot of people don't like it. I think the story's fine. I think it does, like, but I am biased because I like both of I like both of the stories that it's trying to tell.
Yeah.
But it is definitely, from a narrative perspective, a regression from Heavensward. Although the production value goes up a lot. So if you're in for like flashy, cool stuff, like, it's a objectively better from a storytelling perspective. But I think Heavensward is like a better story objectively. And then the Stormblood patches happen, and then Shadowbringers happens. And at the start of Shadowbringers, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it. I was annoyed. I thought the story, I didn't think the story jumped the shark, because it's all very grounded in characters. So if something happens that's like insane and out of this world, it will always, like, what's interesting about Final Fantasy XIV, and I can say this confidently after completing Endwalker, which I did on December 6th, there's only like one plot twist in the whole game. Like, if you're paying attention in the story, nothing will ever, like, be like, oh, I can't believe that happened. Like, even the huge reveal in Endwalker, all of the huge reveals in Endwalker, all of it you can see coming from a mile away if you're paying attention to the story. And that's one of the things that I really respect about them, because it's very easy to get into a point where you're like, but what if we did something shocking to just throw the players completely out of the loop? Because, like, what if we did something that was shocking but didn't make sense? Right? That's what a lot of writers do, and it's really annoying. Like, being shocking and subverting player expectations for the literal point of doing that. But what Final Fantasy XIV managed to do was basically tell a story from beginning to end for the you do know what the current, like, you do know what the story arc is called, right? From A Realm Reborn to Endwalker. Like, people were saying this back in like Shadowbringers. So I don't know how much of a story it is. I don't know how much of a spoiler it is. But
I don't quite know.
Do you want me to say?
Sure.
Okay. So from A Realm Reborn, or sorry, I should say from 1.0 to Endwalker, it is telling an overarching story of Hydaelyn versus Zodiark. That's what the story arc is called. Yeah. So that's sort of like, this is the anime arc that we're in. Like, the entire game you've been playing is Hydaelyn versus Zodiark, and after Endwalker, who the hell knows what's next, but they've been teasing a lot of stuff. But like, so from A Realm Reborn, like, I replayed A Realm Reborn recently, and I brushed up on some of the lore. The amount of stuff that they talk about in A Realm Reborn that doesn't become relevant until Endwalker blew my goddamn mind. Like, the amount of stuff that happens in A Realm Reborn that is relevant in Endwalker is fucking crazy. And it's just, and the same thing with Heavensward. Like, Heavensward has an at first, like a very disconnected plot, and you're like, what the, like, why do I care about Ishgard and the dragons and the church? And then it all kind of like threads together with the greater narrative at large, and then Stormblood happens, and people are like, why do I care about this? Why do I care about these two separate stories, and what greater narrative purpose do they serve?
Right.
The narrative purpose that Stormblood serves is to give us Sadu Khan, best girl. But besides that, it serves a like it serves a more like world-based purpose. It sets a lot of things up. And then Shadowbringers is Shadowbringers is, hey, do you remember that one thing that happened in A Realm Reborn? Well, actually, no, that's not what Shadowbringers is. Shadowbringers is a lot of things. But, no, Shadowbringers is absolutely cracked, right? And it is, like it is absolutely insane. And when it started, I didn't like it. Because even though I didn't think it jumped the shark, even though I thought, yeah, no, this makes sense, I understand why we're here and what we're doing and where we're going with this, it was like, I didn't like levels 81 to 82. Like, I thought, okay, yeah, you know, the dungeon's cool, but yeah, you know, it's fine. And then they introduced a character at level 83 or something. They introduced the character, and I was like, I love this. I absolutely, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen. And then it just kept getting better and better and better. And then it ended, and I'm like, holy shit, this is just the end of the expansion. Like, there's still patch quests to go. And the patch quests are like, there's no way the patches, right? Like, of course Shadowbringers is going to be better than the patches, because the patches are just some random quests that happen in between expansions. No way the patches are going to be better. The patches are fucking better. Oh boy. And oh my god, that final trial right before you go into Endwalker. Whew. That was like the final boss of Shadowbringers and the final trial before Endwalker is just like some of the best shit I've ever seen. And you think, like, there's no way, right? Because you think when you get an Endwalker, there's no way. Like, where do they go from here? They're never going to top this. And then you get to level 83. Oh, level 83. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely incredible. Love level 83. There's a meme that...
This is the part where you realize that Web has fully taken over the podcast now. I'm just giving you shit.
There's a meme for Endwalker. Like, you've seen that meme I've posted like once or twice where it's oh, what a week. Captain, it's Wednesday. Like, you've seen that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, there's a Final Fantasy 14 version where it's like the Warrior of Light is like, whew, what an expansion. And then the guy's like, Warrior of Light, it's only level 83. And I mean, it just keeps like, I think that like from a objective, not an objective, from a vacuum, I think Shadowbringers is the best. From a vacuum. If you made each expansion pack their own games, I would think Shadowbringers is the best. If you made each narrative their own stories, I would say Heavensward is probably the best. In a vacuum. In the context of it being a rolling storyline from, like, 2010 up into 2022, right? Or, I guess, 2021. Endwalker is just, like, it is one of the craziest experiences I've had with a game. And it's just, like, it's fantastic. I can't put it into words. Like, I don't want to I've already overhyped it, so there's no going back.
Oh, yeah, no, you're fine.
It's just that if it's something that you can get into, like, if you get into the story, if you get into the gameplay, if you really like it, the story is just gonna keep blowing your mind, right? Like the story is gonna be absolutely like I remember like I was playing through it with our mutual friend Hamami, and I'm saying their IG name.
I was gonna
Uh,
say, like, what?
eh, uh, I played through Endwalker. We both progressed through the game side by side. We were basically both just in a Discord call together, deafened the entire time. We would
Yeah,
we
no, I was there for that.
we only undeafened when we got to the multiplayer instances. But there was one instance. There was one, it was a single player instance. It was not a multiplayer instance. There was a single player instance that, oh, it's I think it made both of us cry a little bit at least. Like it's a great instance. And so like the fact that it has like some of the best single player content I've played is a testament to the fact that it's just like I'm absolutely blown away. And then it has some of the best multiplayer content I've ever played as well. But
Yeah.
and like I don't know, like I've been, as far as live service games go, I'm taken. Like I will, like I got off gacha games when I started playing Final Fantasy 14 because I was way too into gacha games. Like
Yeah.
really big into Girls Frontline. Like I played Girls
Yeah,
Frontline enough
that
to, I in that version of Girls Frontline I could probably write like a guide. Right? Like that's how much I played.
uh,
I haven't played Girls Frontline in like 2 years, so I couldn't write a guide now. But I was cracked at that game. And then I kind of gave it up. I gave that up. I gave Fire Emblem Heroes up. I gave Fate Go up, except for occasionally rolling for Nero Claudius alts. I still do that occasionally. But like as far as live services go, like I'm in the Final Fantasy 14 camp. Like I'm looking forward to seeing the next expansion pack because I imagine it's going to be a lot more down to earth. Like the things that they've been teasing, like it just seems like more, like just more adventure, which is what I'm here for.
adventure. They make it into a battle royale.
I mean, there is a Final Fantasy Battle Royale, isn't there?
No,
Yeah, there is.
no, there really isn't.
I don't believe you. Hold on.
That's the best part. You don't have to
Final
believe me,
Fantasy
but I'm telling you the
Battle
truth.
Royale. No, there's a Final Fantasy Battle Royale. Yes, there is. There is a Final Fantasy Battle Royale.
No, there isn't.
There is.
Nope.
I'm reading it right now.
Nope. It's fine, man.
It's
Doesn't
called The
exist.
First Soldier. I was
Nope.
right.
Don't be weird.
But I mean, I don't know if it's good or not. I just remember that it was a thing.
Just keep looking at the rabbits. Cock's gun.
What?
Those who know.
Those who don't, apparently.
It's why is this a real thing? Why? Is it a mobile game?
Isn't The First Soldier like the new game?
I don't fucking know. I was making a joke. Now I know this is real. I'm fucking hanging myself. Why is this a thing?
Sorry, I got a weird pop up on my phone. What were we
Fuck
talking
you.
about?
You
No,
fucking downloaded it, didn't you?
No. Genuinely, like I got a weird comment on my phone. Like somebody
Oh.
commented on a YouTube video, and I don't understand what they said, and also their name is like so incredibly sus.
I see.
Like I'm gonna actually DM you this because I need to know if this is like there. I've heard that there's certain things on the internet where it's just like you just ignore them and like move on. But that
Yeah.
name is cursed. I don't think I would, like, I don't know, like, would I, like, I'm trying to, like, I got a moderator question right now, like, where do I draw the line? But you know, it's like, do you mute somebody on your channel for having this name? Like I kind of
What's
think
the name?
I sent it to you. Look at it. I
Oh,
think
I
you,
didn't see that.
I don't like the name. I don't like the name.
You sound like Fat Magic.
What is that? No,
Is
you
that
can't.
a comment on one of your videos?
Yes, it was just it was left an hour ago apparently, but I got a notification about it now.
You sound like Fat Magic. What does
What?
that mean?
Well, that's what I was
Is that
asking
a
you.
person?
I don't know. That's why I'm looking for the backup here.
Holy shit!
Like, is this a Web living under the rock moment? I don't know.
What? Why is it funny?
I thought you knew the context.
No, I've never. I don't. No, I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's a person. No, that just makes me just. It reminds me of like a Russian Badger video where one of his friends was just like, "I've been working on a new insult. Let me know how you feel. I can tell by the way you type you're fat. How does that sound?"
Apparently,
Holy shit!
they're a YouTuber.
I see.
Hey, well, if I sound like Fat Magic, then here I'm gonna read his intro. Hey everybody, Fat Magic here. Today we are gonna be playing. There you go.
I see that. Have you been living a double life?
I'm looking at the wiki for this person, and there's like a meme, right? Like it has like their notable memes or whatever. And one of them, let's see. Fat Magic was in a game with a drunk man playing TF2. This drunk man was none other than Mayro, a music artist. In the video. Wait, what is this? In the video, Fat Magic, you drive me to drink. What on earth? I mean, we both created our Twitters pretty recently, so.
You sound like Fat Magic. I didn't know it was a YouTuber. At first, I thought it was like an insult.
Yeah, like, well, I don't care if it's an insult, but as long as it's not like super bad, but.
But yeah, their name. I mean,
their name. Yeah, I hate that name.
Not, so.
Like,
is it technically offensive?
I don't think it's offensive, and obviously I give the disclaimer like don't harass anybody. Like that would be really shitty, but I that name makes me uncomfortable just a little bit.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. It's not super bad for the record. For anyone who's listening, if you're still listening, it's not that bad. It's just
it got past the YouTube filters. It's just
got past the YouTube filter. It's just kind of like why. It's nothing like super offensive or anything like that. It's kind of shitty. But the comment is just you sound like Fat Magic. I can tell by the way you type you're fat.
I might end up hiding the comment just because like I had such a visceral response to the name, and I don't want people like looking up the comment and being like, you know what I mean? Like it's not necessarily anything like that comment is funny, like especially now that I know he's a YouTuber who one of his notable quotes is "dirty shirt gaming." But I just notable quotes: "I'm angry. I'm gaming."
Yeah.
But
that sounds like every YouTuber.
I guess I sound like every YouTuber then. But I'll probably I'll probably hide the comment just because like I had a visceral reaction to the name. Which is not that person's. Well, I mean the person chose that name, but like it's not necessarily their fault that I had such a reaction to it. It is a pretty like dog water name though.
Absolute fucking dog water. Holy shit, this tweet. Hold up. Sorry, I found something funny.
I'll send it to you.
It'll be you. Go ahead and see if it's worthy enough to put on the podcast real quick. Cause I just scrolled through fucking Twitter and that's the first thing I see.
Where did you post it?
I just retweeted it, but I'll
Oh, no,
snag
no,
the
no. I could
picture.
go on Twitter on my phone, I think.
Okay.
Am I signed in?
It's pretty
I am.
based question mark.
Yeah, I don't like based question mark. How to hide three.
No views 1 minute ago.
How...
Why is it Springtrap? Like
I
it could have
I
been
don't know.
anything else, but it's Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's.
You know what? In the words of John Arbuckle, fuck it, we ball. I'll save that.
No, fuck you. He is not. No, fuck your Garfield bullshit. Uh,
But speaking of bricks, not
oh no,
necessarily of the cocaine variety, but you haven't played World of Horror in a while, have you? So you don't know about the new meta.
no,
So you did unlock the brick though, because I remember that you unlocked the brick on a stream, and I remember you laughing about it.
I think so. Yeah,
So the brick, you get it randomly when you go to the vending machine, right? Do you have the vending machine unlocked?
yeah.
So if you want to know how to win any run in World of Horror, this is the only advice you're ever going to need. And obviously only people who watch the end of the episode can hear this advice. Or if they just skip to the end, but don't tell them that in the comments down below.
Lol.
Basically, all you have to do is you just have to activate the vending machine side location and just go grab bricks until you have 4 bricks in your
You could
inventory.
get a brick from a vending machine.
Well, okay, so the lore is that you go to a vending machine and then you find a brick lying around, so you decide to pick it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, what if I was to tell you
As
that
one
bricks...
does.
What if I were to tell you that bricks were a weapon to surpass Metal Gear?
Oh no. Do they get like a thrown buff and that's what it is?
Bricks do 7 damage when thrown.
Get the fuck out of here.
So it is possible, and they're a weapon too, so you can actually equip them for 5 bricks in total without inventory buffs.
That is stupid.
So you can carry around 28 damage on your person at all times. And that's like not even counting the weapon that you have. So, and remember, bricks are free, and you have a random chance of acquiring them when you go to the vending machine. And unlike every other store location in the game, the vending machine only costs 1 doom to go to instead of the normal 3. So you can get multiple bricks. And the RNG is seeded, so it's like when you get 1 brick, you're likely to get a bunch of bricks, and then something like that. But no, they're completely broken. They trivialize the game, and they also trivialize Yagathag, because whenever Yagathag... So if you try to dodge Yagathag's negative effect by going into like the Witch's Tree or the police station, right? 2 locations you can enter without incurring doom penalties, and then back out with no penalty, right?
Okay.
If you try to dodge Yagathag with that, then you'll get a pop-up saying you can't evade Yagathag's wrath, and you'll get a doom increase.
Mhm.
But with the, or at least I think you do. I don't know if it works anymore. I haven't tested it, but you used to. But if you go to the vending machine, you already have a downside. You already have the 1 doom increase downside. So if Yagathag is ever saying you can't go to that location for the quest, or you can't go to the place that you need to go for the quest, or else you'll accrue like a plus 2% doom for making me angry, you can just go to the vending machine, have a very high chance of getting a brick, and it's a benefit. Because you dodge 1% doom, basically, and you get a 7 damage on-demand item. So, like, and to kind of put into perspective how cracked the brick is, the bottle of sludge, which is the best throwing weapon in the game, I believe either does 7 damage or 8 damage. And the bottle of sludge is hard to get. You need to have an empty bottle, and you need to get lucky at the school in order to get a bottle of sludge. And it is true, there are meme ways to stack bottle of sludges, because every empty bottle you have gets turned into a bottle of sludge. But why would you ever go to the school with an empty bottle when you could just have a brick? Like there's no contest. Like the brick is just better objectively. And you can even cheese it further because there's a glitch in the game to where if you queue up your attack actions, right? So you know how you like fill the bar with your attacks.
Mm-hmm.
If you fill up the bar with your attacks, you can throw your weapon and then go with your attacks anyways. So you can have 5 bricks with a brick equipped in your hand. You can do a full round of attacking, which for most characters is probably a guaranteed 7 damage anyways, because the brick does 3 damage by default, and strong attack would be 4. So you can realistically do 7 damage on the attack. You can do 7 damage on the throw, and so that's 14 extra damage to your already 28 that you've got. You can kill, like you can do Akamanto Mystery 1, because you can kill Akamanto in 1 turn by throwing bricks. It's completely insane, and it's so reliable.
I am offended by this.
Like,
what in the fuck?
You could go to you could kill the Eldritch Finger in coma. You could do more than half of their health by throwing bricks. Although since they are a 40 health enemy, you would probably want to have a proper weapon on you. You could kill together in one round of combat. You couldn't kill the horrible old man in 1 round of combat because that would, again, 41 health enemy, so you can't kill him with 28 damage. But you can do more than half of his health, and so you probably want to have a good weapon there as well. Although he only does Doom, so like maybe if you do it early, you can just use like a regular weapon. You don't have to have like a good weapon with good stats. But like it is just so insane how ridiculously powerful the bricks are. And the developer announced, like Panstash announced immediately that bricks would be getting nerfed and they would be going down in throwing damage. But the thing is, there hasn't been a patch since the hotfix. And so it's like, you know, when are we going to get the new patch? I don't know how long we're going to have to wait for the new patch.
Probably another year.
I didn't want to say that. Thank you for saying what we're all thinking, but
like yeah, it's probably gonna be another year till we get a big update. And to be fair, what we got is amazing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Although it did break a lot. It broke a lot of the game, but it's still good.
Yeah. So we're probably going to be used to the fact that there's a chance that he's either going to update every 6 months, and I hope it's every 6 months, because it seems like it's going to be every year there's going to be an update. Which would suck, but that's just how life is.
I mean, obviously, like, I everything that I say about World of Horror development should 100% be put through the filter of real life is always more important than a video game. So I want to make that clear. But I think that and when I say unacceptable is a strong word. I mean that unacceptable purely in the video game world. Like, if you have something in your real life going on, obviously that's infinitely more important than World of Horror, 100%. Right? Like, even if it's not something serious in real life, like, real life stuff will always supersede, like, a video game. At 100%. They're, like, I want to make that crystalline clear. But I think it's just, it really sucks that the new World of Horror update launched, and it came out with a bunch of new features, but most of them either aren't working as intentional or outright broken. And it's a real shame because, like, I'm used to waiting for World of Horror. I'm used to waiting for 6 months. All right, I'm used to waiting for 6+ months for an update. I was following the game before it came out, and so I remember the time where Panstash, like, went dead to the world for, like, a year without any updates, and then just randomly dropped, like, the early access, which surprised a bunch of people. But, you know, it's like, I think the biggest thing for me is that I would really appreciate like a bug fix patch. Like, it doesn't have to have any new content. It doesn't have to be 1.0. It doesn't have to be huge. Just like fix the bugs that are in the game or at least fix the really important ones. Like custom characters not being able to win sucks. Like that just kind of like puts like the fact that you can't win as a custom character just sucks. Like I think most people
Wait,
would
what?
agree. So custom characters got added, but they can't win the game. It's literally impossible. The game will crash
Why?
in the lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
And I just think like that should have been hot fixed, right? Like that's very important. I feel like that should be hot fixed. And of course, again, that's assuming that like that's taking real life out of the equation. Like I know Panstash is a dentist and renovating their house. So obviously both of those things are way more important. But from a purely like video game development standpoint, like fix the most important bugs. Like the typo bugs, that's fine. Like people can adapt, but like I really want to do custom character stuff. Like I've been playing the example custom character, the Mystic. She's actually really fun, but it's
Yeah.
always a bummer to be like, okay, we're at the final screen on the lighthouse. The game crashed because there's no like. The reason why the game crashed is because when you get to the top of the lighthouse and you smash the thing, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
god effigy or whatever. The game draws character art for that, right? So like the back of your character looking forward.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
but the thing is, custom characters don't have that as a feature. Like they literally don't have that, and so the game will try to access the art file. And even if you put the art file in the game, it wouldn't work because it's just not like programmed. Uh, so the game will look for the like basically the lighthouse ending screen art, but it won't find it because custom characters don't have that functionality, and so the game will crash. And so I think I mean obviously I have no idea. I'm not a developer, but I would do what Panstash already did for like the investigation screen, right? Because you know how you have like the little chibis, right?
Yeah.
Well, for custom characters, the chibi they don't have chibi functionality, and so the chibi is Haru. The chibi is always Haru walking across the screen. And so I think that maybe they should have just done that, like have at the ending screen just be Haru, or like if you're like that I think that's
Yeah, right? That would make a lot more sense. Just reuse an asset.
uh, and I like it, I don't think like I don't want to propagate or basically say like, oh, I know that this is going to happen, because I don't. I have no idea what's going on. I've never talked to the developer once. Um I've never even never talked to the developer at all. Don't know any inside baseball or anything like that. But and obviously don't be a dick about it. Like I'm sure Panstash gets enough shit on the official World of Horror Discord server and the Steam forums, definitely the Steam forums. But it's like I don't really want to wait I don't really want to wait 6 months for custom characters to get fixed. I hope they get fixed sooner than that. That's really just I think like I feel like I'm going a little too hard, honestly, because I but yeah, it is what it is, and ultimately it's a problem of my own making, because it's like most people would just not play World of Horror for 6 months. But like they would just not play the game, wait for the patch to come out, and then play the game again. Like that's like what 99% of people do, and that's like probably the best way to do it. But I like the game. I like playing it every day, and so it's a bummer to basically play the game for half a year without getting the update. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
But
that's
anyways,
the
we're
that's the
coming
shit
up
we
on
live
the
in.
end of the show. So
Yeah.
thank you all for watching. I have successfully hijacked the podcast, which I
Yeah,
mean,
you took it over. I mean, I was fine with just sitting and listening, and I had a few comments here and there. It makes sense, but yeah,
I
you
mean,
you fucking went off.
it's the karmic balance, because I believe last week's episode Gregory, have you heard of Among Us? That was a Joey,
Oh,
mostly Joey
yeah,
episode.
no, yeah, trust me, I was gonna talk about security breach again earlier, but it never came up. And all it was gonna be is because like Jacksepticeye started playing it. Um,
Yo, real shit.
yeah, he started playing it,
Oh, that's
and
oh.
he makes fun of the whole like everything is Faz something. Hence why I sent you that message a while ago. Actually quoting him essentially.
I'll scroll
If I
up.
could,
Oh no, I forgot. I can't move Discord. Oh no,
I don't know.
I
I'll
can't
try
move
to find it.
Discord.
Don't give me a second.
I'm gonna
Was
have
it
to do
before?
editing. No,
No.
no. Let's see. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling up.
You.
You piece.
You be-
Let's see. I'm scrolling up. I'm coming to VC. I have
Shit.
found it. I found it. I need to
Oh
get a
yeah.
Faz map because I don't know where the Faz fuck I'm going.
Yeah, that's what it was. So he
Oh,
makes
that's
a bunch of jokes.
beautiful.
He also made a comment, and I was kind of thinking it too because the voice he was making in his latest episode for Gregory, I'm like, huh, it almost sounds like a Rick and Morty skit.
Oh
And
no.
he makes the same comment, and I'm just like, oh no, Rick and Morty. Now it's now Greg and Freddy.
They have a much more wholesome
oh,
relationship.
oh, Freddy, I don't know about this. You gotta do it, Gregory.
You can do it,
you
superstar.
gotta,
I believe in you.
Gregory, you gotta get into Roxy's room, right? You gotta grab that OnlyFans. Yeah.
No.
Oh, jeez, I don't know, Freddy.
You can't do
Oh,
this. She's an
oh,
she's
jeez.
a metal wolf.
Oh, jeez. And fucking tell that to the internet web.
The internet, listen to me. She's a metal wolf.
And
Do
now
with that information what you
I
will.
just went back onto Twitter and see a spring trap made. And on that terrible disappointment, it is time to end. Thank you so much for watching or listening, and we'll see you all next time.
Oh my god,
Goodbye.
that's disgusting. Where?